Coming into Finland, obviously there are a lot of unknowns because you've got a situation where we're coming into a new track for the first time for, I would say, 99% of the people.
I saw the videos from last year, from the Junior World Championship, and looks almost the same. We'll be excited how it will turn out with the bumps and ruts, but I think for sure will be a nice track.
But in terms of the championship in MXGP, we're also looking at Romain Febvre, 4 in a row, looking to make it 5. But as much as he's winning, the gap isn't coming down at the top of the championship.
Yeah, at some stage I can imagine that for the competition it's a bit frustrating to see a guy like Jorge being super consistent. A strong weapon of Jorge has always been throughout his career, even from when he was on a 65, has been his starts. And now with points on the line also in qualifying race on Saturday, this has even, let's say, increased his level of consistency, because with a 20-minute moto and a good start, there is a good chance of taking the top spot on Saturday, and that's what Jorge has been doing.
Wins the MXGP Ramp qualifying race, and with it takes his 9th pole position of the season.
Ciao Tim, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All good?
Yes, not bad.
You want to drink something?
Yeah, you have some water.
We've been building this crew in the last 19 seasons when I started the team.
You did some trainings, yeah.
In Grand Prix?
Grand Prix, yeah.
Still, we have some members of the first team when I started in 2005. So Massimo Castelli, the chief mechanic, is still with me after 19 years. During all this season, everybody made a lot of experience. When we had 3 in a row, I think you won.
I won first and second, and then
It was a learning process, and it was also a way to put together a group, the crew we have now, which is like a family.
Poi batti le mani, questa. Adesso rifacciamo. Vai.
Yeah, I think, you know, around me I have a really good group of people that we work together now for a couple of years, and we really understand each other, and it's super fun to work with them, you know, because I can fully trust them. I know when I sit on my bike, the bike gonna be always ready. We are a team, but at the same time, it feels to me like a big family.
Obviously, everyone worked hard behind the scene, so everyone just wants to have the best result possible in the races. HRC been here already for a few years. You know that all the engineers, all all the members on the team, you know, they always work for one goal, and also we have kind of family environment that helps. Ruben come from Spain and have the team, like most of the members is Italian, so they really go well together.
The pasta will be okay, this one is fried.
But nothing else.
No, there is that one.
I think the family we have now, it helps also the riders to perform at their best. When you see a rider like Ruben, who came you know, from very small teams in his career, and this is his first season in a top team, how improved, I think he has got all the elements to make this step further. And the same happened with Tim when we signed him at the end of 2013. He was coming from small teams. That family, anyway, helped to build the career of Tim Gajser.
You know, I'm already so long with them. Yeah, I think 9 years. My first year was like 2014. So we are now 9 years together already. And we know each other, you know.
When you come in our team, you see everybody is really have, you know, the pleasure to stay together, and they work all together for one goal. The goal is, of course, to win more World Championship. We won 5 out of 7 in the past 7 years. So everybody is motivated, you know, to continue winning.
It's really important to have such a people around you, you know, that knows how to motivate you when you are on your lowest. When you are on your lowest, then you need the most of kind of like a push, or I don't know, like the right words to say to you.
Top of the hill, Gajser! Oh, big crash for Tim Gajser. Wow! He was just a
Scivola, scivola, come la pioggia scivola, come un bambino rotola, sai farlo pure tu. Prendila e stringila, è un'emozione candida. Socchiudi gli occhi e immagina il sole che tramonta già, il mare d'una vela che è già gonfia di blu.
I was happy, you know. Maybe the thing was also that I can taste a bit different life, you know. As a racer, you know, racing from young age, since I was 6 years old, you know, didn't know really a lot different life, you know. My life was just going every weekend from race to race, fully focused on trainings, on racing. And now I had a little bit more time for myself. And it was, let's say, to be completely honest, was nice, was not bad. I can spend a little bit more time with the friends, you know, with my girlfriend, with my dog. Being home, you know, we went a little bit more to the sea, being on the boat a little bit, you know. It was not bad, and but anyway, on the end, I was always missing, you know, that part, you know, being on the races and being on the bike. So I couldn't wait, you know, that finally I can go back. But as I say on the beginning, was nice to taste a bit different lifestyle as well.
So I think Lommel was definitely perhaps a turning point in Andrea's mind and Jago's mind. We saw home GP of Jago. He won it in convincing style.
He won a Tremoto and it was in shape and everything is working well.
He leaves there having just lapped Adamo in race 2, his closest rival.
The championship leader getting lapped by his main rival now, Jago Geerts.
And heads to Finland with a 13-point deficit to make up.
Coming into the Finnish GP, the points gap is considerably less. There's just 13 points between Jago and Andrea.
Things are really starting to heat up now between Andrea Adamo and Jago Geerts.
Could be the weekend where Jago takes back that red plate.
Now, a lot of riders don't necessarily dwell on previous visits to certain countries or tracks, but the last time we were in Finland, a year ago, the battle was between Jago Geerts, who was leading the championship, and Tom Vial.
+30 minutes, 2 laps, MX2 race 2, the Fly Racing 15-second board up for the final time this weekend.
I think Vial was 3rd or 4th on about lap 2 or 3 of the second race. Jago was leading, had a good gap over second, only fell.
Oh, and Geerts is off the bike. Wow. And he's underneath, he can't get out. Drama for the championship leader, who is pinned underneath that Monster Energy Yamaha.
Was underneath the bike, had to come through traffic, got back to probably 6th or 7th again. Tom Vial goes on, wins a race. The gap comes down to about 12, 14 points. Now, the only saving grace coming into Finland this year was new track. So for Jago Geerts, for the Yamaha guys, they're thinking there's not an issue here because there are no demons from 12 months ago.
So that can do one of two things. That could really kind of affect him psychologically with that in the back of his head, or he can be like, you know what, I've got unfinished business, I've got a point to prove, and I'm not going to make that same mistake twice.
Hello everybody and welcome to Finland, round 14 of the FIM Motocross World Championship with me, Paul Malin, and the rest of the team here at MXGP. Racetrack here, 1,500 metres long, just under a mile, 0.93 of a mile. Well, I'll tell you what, hopefully that's not a faux pas and at the start of the day that the number 93 needs, stalling the bike on the bridge to get onto the start line. Good race for Sasha Kunin yesterday. It's obviously twin brother Lucas Kunin not enjoying the qualifying race yesterday, crashing out. It was a big race for Jago Geerts as well, chipping away at that lead of Adamo, now down to 10 points as we head into race 1. Five-second board about to turn here, MX2 race 1, the MXGP of Finland. Adamo through the middle, but it's Langenfelder. And Langenfelder over the foxhole shot line for the 5th time this year.
We arrived to the first moto. He don't take actually a good start because he make a small mistake behind the gate.
But Elzinger and Geerts, 9th and 10th ahead of Weckman. Geerts tries to go around the outside. He's already found his way past Elzinger.
But in half lap, he was already 5.
So he's on the charge, but he cannot afford to give this kind of freedom to Langenfelder and Adamo at the head of the field, especially Adamo. Good start this for the 312 of Hakan Osterhagen.
And Jago was just behind.
Oh, it gets pitched though. There were a couple of edges on there and he did go down as well. And who's he taken with him?
What happened can only be described as a freak accident. You've got a wildcard rider, who's not a bad rider, Håkan Osterhagen, you know, is a junior world champion, shows up in Finland, hits a kicker on the opening lap, and then when Osterhagen fell, he was already in the air and then couldn't avoid him. And he went down hard on his shoulder, and that was it. It was apparent very, very quickly that he wouldn't be rejoining the race.
It wasn't anything that he did wrong. You could say he was just unlucky, but when I watched it, it was just one of those kind of, your heart just sinks. It was utterly, utterly heartbreaking. Because you just think, you know, this was meant to be his weekend. And you could say this was meant to be his year to get that world title. He's come so close so many times. And this is the last chance he has in MX2 to clinch it.
We go straight away to the medical center. And they saw from X-ray also the shoulder. He have some issues. Actually, it was a hard moment because we was 10 points behind. Yeah, I don't know if he can close all the gap in this GP, but he have a good possibility to close the gap and to reach his goal. Bad position in the wrong moment, so we can say nothing. It was just bad luck, his fault from nobody.
At that point, you think, championship over, maybe?
Meanwhile, eyeing up the lead, Adamo, fastest man on track last time around, probably because of that line there. And he's got alongside Langenfelder, who will try to close down the door. And Adamo bodged it open, takes over the lead on lap 3. Took a while to get his first race win of the season, despite being the championship leader. And all of a sudden, Andrea Adamo getting used to winning races. He wins race 1 here in Finland.
In MX2, our approach with Andrea has actually been always the same from the first GP on. Our aim before the season and going into Argentina, let's say the first GP, was just to go there, be the best version of yourself and try to fight for podiums. He immediately got a second in Argentina, so actually that goal was already reached to fight for that podium, but it didn't change our approach. We didn't say like, okay, now we made a second, okay, we try to win next week and we try to win the championship. No. We were really aware that with Andrea we needed to work step by step and just first try to be consistently fighting for those podiums, but then suddenly he has stepped it up, suddenly was having the red plate on his bike, which put a little bit of pressure on his shoulders. He had to get used to it with that idea, having all the eyes on him.
Adamo with the advantage on the right-hand side. Will he use it? Well, Everts knows he got too much hang time there. And Adamo slots into the inside and takes the lead on lap 7.
We still try to fight for podiums every GP, and it has brought us, or it has brought him where he is now. So I'm very confident that it can bring him also further.
He's not just going to win the Finnish Grand Prix, he's going to do it with a perfect score here, a 1-1 for Adamo. Takes his second career victory.
Another paddock talk here in Vantaa, Finland, and joining me we have Red Bull KTM factory MXGP rider Jeffrey Hurlings. Jeffrey, what happened and how's the recovery been since then?
Actually, I don't know how it happened. It went so quick. It went like in a blink of an eye. Just came out of the turn, and then the next thing I know, I seen the ground passing, and I just kind of front.
With Jeffrey, I honestly didn't expect to see him back that hungry and that ambitious still for this year. I thought, okay, his focus is gonna be a bit more on next year, but I feel like he still wants to prove a point, and he's still looking for some GP wins, and I think he will do so.
To see him back on the track is always great, adds another dimension to the championship. Because when he's on the gate, when he just has that presence, other people stand up and take notice. Then he goes out and does what Tim Gajser did when he came back in Czech Republic, which is fastest in time practice, first gate position for the qualifying race.
Yeah, in MXGP, I think it's going to be interesting to see Jeffrey at full force again. So yeah, that's going to make the championship extra interesting for us.
Naturally, we're drawn to the battle at the top of the championship, but behind them is an intense battle for third between Jeremy Seewer, Ruben Fernandez and Glenn Koldenoff. Obviously, from Jeremy's point of view, he's been vice world champion 4 times in MXGP alone, and he's kind of expected to be in there battling for podiums at the very least, but also challenging for the world championship.
So you also have Ruben Fernandez that's flying the flag for Team HRC. Obviously, Tim's been injured this year, and it's his job now, it's his responsibility, so to speak, to get Team HRC on the podium, but also to get Team HRC on the podium for the end of year.
That's a lot of weight on young shoulders for Ruben Fernandez, but to say that he's in that fight for a medal, for a top 3 finish, is fantastic. If you were Honda, you'd be more than happy with what he is delivering on his own for the team.
Fernandez going back after Jeffrey Hurlings, railing the outside line. Hurlings can hear him, so he counteracts that, but he's going to leave the door open here. Oh, I tell you what, I don't think he's, well, he has felt the elbow of Fernandez this year, hasn't he? Portugal in the qualifying race, top of the hill, right in front of the main fans. He's definitely on the attack, and Fernandez, wow, back into 5th place. Talk about digging deep. Man down, is that Gajser or is that Fernandez? Whoa, that doesn't look good. That does not look good. Oh, over the handlebars and down hard. Wow. Oh, it's Fernandez.
He's banged up, yeah, he banged his head, you know, this, that and the other, but nothing broken, everything okay, he's in a lot of pain, banged his leg. Up until then, he was riding fantastic. His fight for third hasn't come to an end, but it's allowed Seewer to pull clear and Glenn, you know, to sort of reel him in.
So after Lommel, we saw Romain pick up his 4th Grand Prix victory in a row. Arguably the best form he's been in his career since 2015. But the next round is Finland.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Vantaa in Finland, round 14 of the FI Motocross World Championship.
And then you think, okay, Finland is the home GP of the team. Sponsors, team owner, Kimi Räikkönen clearly is going to be there. And there's expectation now on Romain.
But Prado is who leads, and guess what? Romain Febvre right there in his wings. He's in 2nd, Koldenoff in 3rd, Hurlings number 84 in 4th place. Better start for the Bullet.
Romain's doing everything right. He's doing everything he could possibly do to be in the right place to get that title if it becomes available to him. But he's still not getting those points off Prado.
Jorge Prado wins race 2, pulls back some points. Romain Febvre across the line second. He wins the Grand Prix though. 5 in a row for the Frenchman.
But Prado again, he's met his match with Prado because Prado's not letting him get away with anything and he's keeping him honest. And it's going to be an interesting fight between the two of them come end of year.